Welcome back to Auto Amateur. I'm James, and in this video, we're going to be doing a DIY install of a performance air intake filter in my Porsche 911 991.2. Let's go check it out. So this is another video in the performance series here with my 991.2. Recently we've been focused very much on the exhaust modifications, Soul Performance X-Pipe and valved exhaust and sport cats. This is currently running the valved exhaust and the sport cats, and that video is going to be coming out very soon. And then I'm also going to be moving on to the headers. But I've also got a number of other performance upgrades that I'm doing, and this video is about the BMC air filter. Now, BMC make air filters for all sorts of different models of cars and lots of different models of Porsches. People drive in their 996s and 997s, turbos and GT3s, and even I think some of the other models like the Caymans and the Boxsters, they make filters for all of the cars. Essentially, it's going to increase the airflow and then also potentially give you a little bit of a power and better throttle response improvement. But also, it's just fun tinkering with this kind of stuff. So let's get straight into it. We're going to be taking off the bumper, and then we're going to be doing the install. And then after this, I'm going to be moving on to diverter valves and spark plugs, and then a bunch of other exciting stuff. But this video is all about the air filter, so let's get straight into it. All right, with the bumper off, it's time to get this BMC air filter that I sourced from Flat 6 Motorsports on the car. So here you can see that the airbox is off. There were a number of T20 screws holding the top in place. We had to disconnect a number of these two hoses on each side, and that's going to allow the airbox to come out. There is one more sensor here that needs to come out of the airbox itself. I'm going to pull that out now that I've got a little bit sort of more access to it. All of the vacuum lines here that you can see around the airbox, I've only had to disconnect two, and these are the ones on the left and the right. You strictly don't need to do that just for the airbox, but because I'm also doing the diverter valves, I'm going to take off the intercoolers shortly, and they're going to need to be disconnected. But then everything just goes back together with the new airbox, and we're good to go. Gracie Pipe, smile. So as we install the air filter here and we start putting things back together, I'm just going to call out a few things that I found particularly challenging. First up, these 3 tabs on the back of the airbox. You got to make sure that they go in properly. That sounds obvious, but the first time I did this, I missed them. And there was a gap on the back of the airbox and I couldn't figure out why. They're actually pretty difficult to see as well, so take your time, use a flashlight if you need to, and then just make sure the airbox is on tight and properly. Next up is this Y pipe. There are 3 hoses to connect on the left and 3 hoses to connect on the right, 2 on either of the far sides, and then 2 you can just see there I'm moving together with the clamp. For whatever reason, the ones on the left were just easier to get in than the ones on the right, and I've worked on cars like this before, and actually it was the other way around, for no rhyme or reason. Don't lose your calm, just stay patient if you can, and everything will go back together. Even if it is going to take a little bit of wiggling and jiggling, it'll all go back together. All right, so I've got the airbox back in, or the air filter back in the airbox, whichever way around. I also use this as a quick opportunity to give it a quick clean. Not that I'm going to see it again, you know, for another 5 or 10,000 miles or whatever, but I like to give these things a little clean. So we've got all the vacuum lines sort of reassembled, connected back to the airbox. The Y pipe here that comes off the plenum. There are 2 little mounts here that it sits in, and then it connects to these 2 hoses. You might have noted in the video, one of the specialty tools I've picked up for myself recently. They kind of look like a weird set of pliers, but they're actually great for disconnecting electrical connections and also gripping onto C-clamps, or these clamps that connect the hoses down. You pull them together and it's you know, opens up the clamp. Now I haven't put these hoses back on properly yet because I'm about to take off the intercoolers. But to complete this job, obviously, I'd need to connect here, connect here, connect here, and connect here. But the sensors are back in, the vacuum lines are all mounted back on the airbox now, and so that job is essentially good to go. Now, moving on to the intercoolers, the diverter valve that I'm going to be replacing is directly on the other side of this intercooler. Now, in order to take this off, these 2 hoses here are going to come off with this entire unit. There are a number of fasteners and screws here that I'm going to be taking off in order to get it off the frame. And then on the inside here, I'm going to disconnect this hose and disconnect this hose, and they come off with the intercooler. If I go one step further and I do the spark plugs, I'm going to also disconnect this clamp here so I can pull off this hose and have direct access there into the spark plugs. And with the intercooler off and with this off, it's a really great opportunity to do spark plugs. So that's going to be another job before the bumper goes back on. One last thing, if you see what looks like a small VHS tape or like a hard drive, some electrical components sat here, if you do this job connected by these 3 screws, it means that you've got the PDCC, which is the Porsche Dynamic Chassis Control, and it's a yaw sensor, and you've got one on this side and one on the other side. So you would need to take out those 3 screws, pop off the electrical connector and take out that yaw sensor before you then disconnect this frame. But this is relatively straightforward. A couple of hose clamps, a couple of fasteners, and hopefully this should come off. Well, thanks for checking in for another video, guys. Diverter valves are next, and then spark plugs. The diverter valves are going to help with throttle response and overall performance of the car. And then the spark plugs, of course, you need them to start the car. And my car's got 110,000 miles on it, and it's about time I change those. More exhaust videos coming up as well. I also have an IPD plenum that's going in. I've got lowering springs. Finally, for all of the people that tell me that my stock ride height looks like a Safari ride height. But I'm going to be doing that anyway. So stay tuned, like and subscribe. More auto amateur content coming your way very soon. Thank you very much. Goodbye. That was awkward.